Politics and religion. Politics lets us know how we will live on the earth, and religion lets us know where we will live forever. Why is gas and food prices on the rise? And what does the Bible say about this situation? These are questions that people are asking. Politics and religion. Politics lets us know how we will live on the earth, and religion lets us know where we will live forever.
All right, tonight we're going to be dealing with some subjects. We had been talking for the past couple weeks on 2012 and some of the things that may or may not happen according to what the world is saying, and according to what the government is preparing for the year 2012. And this is a deep subject. And you know, a couple weeks we talked about the pyramid, and on the pyramid how all these things will coincide with a specific date and time. Now we're going to continue on that line. And but we're going to get into a different aspect of it because there are so many things that is happening. We had a caller in last week, and he brought up a very interesting subject about the mass disappearance of people all around, not only the United States and around the world, from different things that is happening. Something is happening in our atmosphere. As I said, this may sound a little controversial tonight, and we're giving you facts, not our opinion, but we're going to be giving you facts on things that you can research, and you can check these things out for yourself. And but before we do that, the reason why, honey, these things are taking place, there are a global conspiracy plan.
There's a plan.
There's a plan that is taking place, and it's not coincident that this thing is just happening at this particular time in history. And see, this is something that we have to be very watchful of. And I know we can, stick our head in the sand and pretend like it's going to go away or it don't happen, or sometimes because we don't understand, we can say it's not happening. But we should start paying more attention to things that are taking place on a global scale. We have to look at the global picture and see what is about to happen. We are on the verge of a global transformation. We are on the verge of a new order. I often remember a statement that David Rockefeller made at an ambassador dinner back in the mid-'70s. He said, we're on the verge of a global transformation. He said this window of opportunity won't be over for too long where we can create this perfect world system. But he also went on to say that in order to do this, we need a major crisis. We need a major crisis to happen, and the nations of the world will welcome in the New World Order. And I remember Ron Emanuel said here, he said that basically that you can out of put people's in crisis mode, you can get things done that
chaos out of order.
When chaos is taking place.
Order out of chaos.
Order out of chaos. You
yes.
can, in other words, laws that you want to get passed that you can't get passed at normal time. When there's chaos going on, whether we're being threatened with the terrorism ever since 9/11 taking place. A lot of laws up on the book that those that want to take your freedoms away, those that want to bring about this global society, those that want to bring about a one world order, we can see since 9/11 how these things are beginning to happen. And even before 9/11, a lot of things was on the books to happen. It reminded me back of a gentleman named George Orwell that wrote a book, Big Brother 1984. But a lot of people don't realize that George Orwell's book only came out in '84, but it was written back in the 40s. And so, and he talked about a big brother government, how there was going to be this society that we're going to come about where we're going to have a total surveillance state, that everything you do can be tracked, monitored. And you think about 20 years ago, even back in '84, we couldn't envision a time where we live in like we're living today. We wouldn't be able to envision a time whereby right now everything we say could be monitored, can be tracked. That right now that wherever we go on our highways, what we say on our cell phone, on our computers can be tracked. The situation with the TSA, you never would have thought that you go to the airport to travel and that you would be molested, basically, just to go through to travel from one state to another. Is what's going on. This is what you call total dictatorial power, to humiliate you and to let you know that you are the mere subject. But the government agency is in control. This is putting us in the mindset that whatever you do, it's just like Adolf Hitler, papers, please, that you can be stopped at any time without any kind of cause and be harassed. I see it all the time as I travel all over the country. People are pulled over, they are being searched for no reason at all. And we never thought that we would have lived in a time like we see now. But all this is happening in the name of terrorism, in the name of giving up our rights for a false security. And why is all this is happening at this point in time? Why is it happening in the year 2011? Why is it escalated as we move towards the 2012? It goes back to what we said the last couple of weeks about this goal of the globalists, the Illuminatis, these global organizations such as the Bilderberg, such as the Rothschild, Lord Rothschild. I remember Lord Rothschild said a statement, give me a control of a person's money, I care not who write their laws. And so this is what about these people, it's not about money, it's about controlling the human race. And unfortunately, the Bible actually tells us that these things was going to happen. When we read the book of Revelation, we read the book of Daniel and other prophetic books and other cultures of books, whether it's the Sumerian tablet or whatever the culture may be, they all talk about a time coming where the human race will be enslaved and where there's going to be a authoritarian power that will control the human race. And for Christians that believe the Bible, we see the Bible talks about this as a time where the Antichrist was going to come, the Antichrist and the false prophet, and how that through this system that they will be able to enslave mankind. And I know we look around and we say it just can't happen, it won't happen, but I hate to give y'all sad news, it's just happening right before our very eyes. And what the problem is, we're getting used to it and don't realize we're getting used to it. We are used to being tracked when we walk into Walmart, when we go in a convenience store, when we go down the street. There are surveillance cameras. Somebody's watching your every movement. The system is getting in place whereby Adolf Hitler would have loved to be in this time where we're living right now, to have the technology that we have right now, that your every movement can be tracked. Now, get back to what I was saying. Why is all this is happening in this dispensation, this time? Briefly, we talked about the pyramid. They always let you know what they are getting ready to do before they get ready to do it. There's a uncapped pyramid. We're not going to go through that tonight, but I'm just going to give you an overview of that. Their plan is to bring about this between the year 2012 and the year 2016. This is their time frame to this uncapped pyramid to cap this and bring about a total society. Now, and the way things are going now, it just could happen just like they're planning. And we see it happening so fast. Things are moving so fast until we do this all the time, and it's hard for me to keep up with it. My mind be blown away every day by when I see so much is happening at the same time. Now, we were talking about how something is happening in our skies. We see right now there have been secret, let me deal with this first. There have been secret government programs throughout history. I remember Area 51. A lot of people said that's a conspiracy theory. Groom Lake. I'm telling you, these are not conspiracy theory. Place out in the mid-desert, 29 Palm, where a lot of secret things is taking place. I've been to 29 Palm. I've been to Groom Lake back in the 70s. I was working with a military contract back in the mid-70s, and I'm just going to leave it at that. I went there. But there's so much is happening. We get back to the 1948, the Roswell, New Mexico incident, how sightings, how the government tried to say it was a weather balloon. And even here in the United States, there are other craft that have been seen by hundreds of thousands of people. I can see if only one person say something, and you know, and it's like that. But these triangle shaped craft have been seen by hundreds and thousands of people. That these 2 or 3 block size ships been seen. I myself have seen not the triangle shape, but I have seen a cigar shaped craft before. Made no sounds, and these are things are being reported all over the world. What is happening? What is going on in our world? Well, that's what we want to deal with tonight. There is a plan. There is a globalistic plan. I'm holding in my hand right now. We see that this past week how the market dropped. We see that QE2 is getting ready to end in June. They're already talking about QE3 and how this here will stimulate the market. How the Feds right now basically the only buyers are by T-bill. What is the plan to crash the dollar, to come up with a global society, global currency? Well, I'm holding in my hands a document that called Plans for a Earth Financial Credit Cooperation, the key to a new world economic order. Wow. This means the whole world coming up with one global economic order, one financial system. What will be the monetary drawing right that was created by the IMF? I mean, these are things that has happened. I'm holding up another document, Designs and Action for a New World. We see this new infrastructure, how we restructure the world. This is not just happening in America, but this is happening all around the world. We talk about a constitution for the Federation of Earth, create a global constitution. I remember Gordon Brown. Gordon Brown made a statement when he was prime minister. He said, what we need for this economic system, we need a world constitution, and that it was created, started with the G20 meeting during his time when he was speaking, but we need a world constitution. Why are they talking about a world constitution? These things are already on the books. Remember, just like a lot of things was on the book before 9/11, they are ready. They are on the launch pad. They're ready to go. Now, honey, in a minute, I want you to read the opening statement of the Constitution for the Federation of Earth, and then I want to get back into these sightings and the things that we're seeing, these different craft being captured on YouTube videos. I know some of them are fake. You always have some fakes. Fake is to discredit the real thing. We'll talk about some of the different Project Bluebeam, that NASA nobody. But before we do that, I want you to read the now this is from the opening statement of the Constitution for the Federation of Earth. Listen to this.
This is a quote from Benjamin Franklin at the close of the United States Constitutional Convention in 1787, and it reads, I doubt to whether any other convention we can obtain may be able to make a better constitution, but when we assemble a number of men to have the advantage of their joint wisdom, you inevitably assemble with these men all their prejudice, their passions, their errors of opinion, their local interests, and their selfish views. For such an assembly can be a perfect production be expected. It therefore astonishes me to find that this system approaching so near to perfection as it does, and I think it will astonish our enemies who are waiting with confidence to hear that our counsels are confided like those of the builders of Babel.
Wow. Now this is simply amazing. We think about how back during the time when they was building the tower, and how since that particular time that they was planning to, they was trying to create in fact they had one language, but the tower never got built. The Bible state in the book of Genesis that how God came down and he looked and saw what they were doing, and he said, wow, this is in Genesis, and he said they have became one, and he said now nothing be restrained for them which they imagined to do. He was talking about them having one mind, they having one goal, they had one common view, but according to the Bible that God confused the language in order to dissemble. But in the opening statement, they quote exactly in this statement that their plan is to recreate what was doing during the days of the building of Babel, to create a one world, a one universal world system, a one language system, whereby the whole world could be on one individual mind frame. And this is what the New World Order is about. But the difference is, it's about control. It's about enslaving the useless eaters. This is a terminology that is used. I heard this. I didn't create this. I heard this from Rothschild. He said they're useless eaters.
He calls us useless eaters.
He called the people useless eaters,
Wow.
people that absorb and have nothing to contribute back.
Wow.
In other words, we absorbing the resources of the earth. We are the problem. And so they're useless eaters. This is why mass stimulation is taking place around the world.
Extermination.
In our crops with GMO foods, with all these genetic engineering